What's up, guys? Welcome back to the UFC arena, UFC 257 Hindsight. And in this series, we look back at the fights as they have passed and we see what we were right about, what we were wrong about, and what we learned. So, I'll be talking about the first few fights on the main card, starting with Amanda Ribas versus Marina Rodriguez. Once again, I was wrong in my prediction of this fight, but I always knew that this was a close one, and I knew that it could go either way. So I wasn't surprised when I saw Marina Rodriguez pick up the victory. In my prediction, I gave Ribas the slightest edge because of her grappling ability, and in the first round, the fight seemed to be playing out in her favor, exactly as I thought it might have. But as the saying goes, every round starts on the feet. So even though Ribas was able to control Marina on the ground in the first round, the second round they were on the feet again, and the advantage for Marina Rodriguez on the feet was significant. Now, in hindsight, looking back, maybe I overestimated Ribas's ability on the feet, or I underestimated Rodriguez's ability on the feet. But either way, I thought that Ribas had decent striking and she'd be able to hold her own on the feet just enough so that she'd be able to get the fight to the ground and dominate there. However, Rodriguez landed a picture perfect right hand and she folded Ribas like a lawn chair. Like no exaggeration. She literally hit the girl and the girl folded like a lawn chair. And then Marina, being the killer that she is, moved in for the finish, and we had a little bit of a mix-up here. Herb moved in to get a closer look and possibly stop the fight, but he got really close and he sort of crowded Rodriguez, and she assumed that Herb had stopped the fight and she began to walk off. Nobody was really wrong here. It was understandable why she thought that Herb stopped the fight, and it was understandable why Herb rushed in, so nobody was really wrong here. And at the end of the day, once Herb restarted the fight, Rodriguez just went straight back to work. She landed a beautiful elbow followed by another beautiful right hand, and that was enough to finish it off. Herb had seen enough, and when he stopped the fight, you could see that Ribas was out on her feet, and it was actually pretty reminiscent of Ronda Rousey versus Amanda Nunes, where after Amanda battered Ronda and the ref stopped the fight, Ronda was just kind of standing there on rubbery legs with her hands up like she ready to go, but it's clear that she out on her feet. It was pretty much the same thing with Ribas in this fight. This is a good win for Rodriguez because Ribas is definitely a legit contender, and now Marina shows that she definitely belongs in the top 10. And 115, that is such a good division. 115 in the women's division is the most competitive women's division by far. It's a tough loss for Ribas, but I don't think this is the end for her. Next, we move on to Jessica Eye versus Joanne Calderwood. This fight took place in the women's flyweight division, or what I would call the target practice division, because this is 100% Valentina Shevchenko's division. They just line the women up one by one and the bullet shoots them down one after the next with ease. I mean, just ask Jessica Eye. She knows about that firsthand. She thought she was slick wearing a bulletproof vest to the face-offs with Valentina, but Valentina was like, bow, headshot, shin to face, and that was it. But anyway. Eye versus Calderwood was a fun scrap, right? Both women clearly didn't like each other, and they fought like two women that didn't like each other. The first round was close, but as the fight went on, Calderwood's superior striking and more diverse striking gave her the upper hand. I had some good dirty boxing in the clinch, but Calderwood had some lovely knees in the clinch. And she caught her with a nice teep kick to the face at one point. She got her with some nice body kicks, elbows. And while Calderwood is using all these different strikes, Jessica Eye is just boxing and trying more dirty boxing. And she just didn't have enough variety. I like Calderwood though. She has a bit of a mean streak in her. You can see that she enjoys elbows, she enjoys knees, she enjoys inflicting damage. You have some fighters like that, and she even started taunting Jessica Eye during the fight. She was sticking her tongue out, and by the third round, Calderwood was getting the better of all the striking exchanges. Anyway, so good win for Calderwood, but compared to the champion, which is what I always go back to when I see these women fight in this division, Compared to the champion, these ladies looked as though they were fighting in slow motion. That's not really a knock against them, they're good fighters, but it's just that the champion is on a whole next level. Valentina is supposed to be fighting Jessica Andrade coming up soon. That's a fight that I'm definitely looking forward to. I don't see how Andrade is going to win, but she's definitely a legit contender compared to a lot of the women in this division. And the third fight that I'll quickly touch on is Andrew Sanchez versus Mahmoud Muradov. This was an interesting fight. It was my first time seeing Muradov, and he definitely has potential. He got the KO in the third round. I mean, my boy landed the right overhand to end all right overhands, and he had Sanchez doing the funniest chicken dance I have ever seen, and the longest chicken dance that I've ever seen. And after that, he just saw red and he went in for the kill. He threw a flying knee, then he just followed it up with a barrage of punches, and that was it. I'll be looking out for his next fight, but I did see a few holes in his game. For someone with such a long reach, I don't think he utilizes his reach to the best of his ability. He was fighting in close a lot, and that was causing a lot of his punches to miss. And I think that if he utilizes his reach and he tries to keep people on the end of his punches a little more, he could definitely become a serious contender in this division. This is the middleweight division, so Adesanya is the champion. We have contenders like Robert Whittaker, Darren Till, and I think if Muradov wants to fight these guys in the future, he definitely need to work on using his reach better and avoiding more strikes. But he looked good in this fight. So anyway guys, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed what you heard, please remember to like, please remember to subscribe and hit that notification bell. That will help me so much, and see you all in the next one.